Greetings, Captains. Gunship here. Hope you are doing well and you are well into the new year. Now, for some time, there has been this ship called the Scharnhorst, and it has dominated the Guidance 7 Seas. That is, until now. There might just be a new challenger on the block. It's called the USS Mississippi, and I think we should take a closer look.
I actually don't know how he's still alive, if I'm honest with you. I don't think he is.
Oh wow, that was a big explosion.
So I think you're already starting to see the picture here with, 12 14-inch main guns lobbing shells at an enemy warship. And if you pay attention to the bottom of the screen, you can see that the reload time is about 42 seconds for the main gun and about 3.1 seconds for the secondaries, the 5-inch guns, and that's just with a standard expert crew. Let's have a quick look at protection analysis. So I've set it up that we have a Kronstadt firing its AP ammunition at a distance of 5 kilometers. And as you can see as I move the mouse over here, there's very few places that actually penetration is possible. And ultimately, I need to go a bit lower if I actually want to hit the ammunition itself. So no go there. As you can see, it's red and grey most of the way along. And that's due to that big 343 armor belt that goes alongside the ship. This time we have the HMS Hood firing its 15-inch guns, again with AP ammunition. And as you can see, I've moved the cursor over, there is very few places along this ship that is really any chance of getting any good hits in there. If we lower the distance so we get really close, let's say 2,500 meters. Again, it's pretty good. What happens there? We'll have a little shot. And yeah, you might hit the boiler or something like that. But again, very good protection. If I go absolutely square on, then it is possible to hit through. And as you can see, if I try here, I will hit the ammo rack for a possible penetration and explosion of the magazine. But as our good friend Dollar Play said, have your angle today. So the likelihood of hitting the ship is probably more about, this way if it's played well. Last but not least, let's say we have a Fuso that is shooting at us at a distance and we are sort of heading straight on towards it. The angle of attack would of course be different because the shell would be dipping down at about 10 kilometers. But as you can see here with the cursor, it sort of remain essentially grey or red most of the other places, so very little likelihood of penetration. Now the ship does get damaged and get killed, of course it does, and I have seen many of these ships explode. But you also have to bear in mind that a lot of people haven't researched all the modules yet, so the armor vetting, the shrapnel protection, all that kind of stuff is a bit further down the model list when you're trying to get the modules for your ship. So I expect these ships become harder and harder when you meet them in battle. So here's the armor stroke X-ray of the ship, and as you can see here, it got belts that start well below the waterline and goes up in thickness to the 343 millimeter that goes along all the way of the side of the ship here. There's a protection here as well, and you've got the same protection at the front. And I don't know if you can see that on the video here, but where the tip of my mouse is, that's where the water line is. So it is where that red cemented armor belt is. So yeah, really good protection for this ship. So this is just the X-ray view, and of course you've got the fuel tanks down the bottom, the ammunition and magazines along the side. You can see all the AA guns and 5-inch guns are there at the top. There's absolutely loads of them. It's well protected for AA, especially with the VT round. Researching this fine ship, I would say that you need to get the AP shell first. That's pretty critical. If you do end up doing the damage control first, there's no great shakes, but I ended up doing the damage control first just out of laziness, and I used the HC shells for a little while just to see what they were like. But it's a marked improvement to get the AP shells, so I would definitely recommend getting the AP shells first. And as you can also see from this ammunition down the bottom here, at 1000 meter it's over 700 millimeter of damage straight on. And even at 10 kilometers range is 389 millimeter of pen at 30 degrees. So AP ammunition on this ship is really good. After the fire protection, and you only need one module at rank 2, you can go straight down to rank 3. And my other recommendation would be to get these VT shells. It's not like you don't have good AA to start with, you do. But getting those things in is just getting a bit better shells. I think also a bit better damage against other ships in general, and of course with 8 5-inch guns on either side, then you are really well protected, and they fire rapidly. The reload speed on those 5-inch guns here are pretty quick. It's about 3 seconds a pop. So yeah, really worthwhile making sure you got that well researched. We have 98 AA guns on radar to deal with incoming targets. Yes, it is plentiful and very, very good. The last thing I haven't touched on yet is the actual speed of the ship. Now stock about 34 kilometers an hour, and I reckon with all the modules researched we're going to talk low 40s to mid 40s. And that's okay. It's never the main strength of this ship, so don't expect it to zoom around the seas as the Kronstadt or the Schornhorst or the Alaska, because it won't. But it will do decent for a battleship. Now the main features and in conclusion of this ship is really that the armor is great and should be great. I know that you see them exploding at the moment, but as I said, I think that's a question of time, and there might also be some fixes Guardian has to do to some of the HC explosions we see and so forth. The main guns are really good, and so is the AA. That's without a doubt. The crew count on this ship is 1979, so again that gives something for the survivability. All in all, it's a 5-star ship. It only lacks a little bit of speed if you have to be really nitpicking. Everything else is great. It feels great to play. I used to get my 9-star yesterday for the winter event, and it just was a good, fun ship to play. Something I couldn't say for many ships in a long time. Sorry, Italy. It's just been good fun, and I have really enjoyed it. So my recommendation, keep it. Or if you haven't managed to get it because you are busy doing real life stuff, then I would recommend buying it when they go on sale in the shop too. That's all for now. Have a good one, and bye for now.